Have you noticed something strange? You try to be careful with money. You don't buy crazy luxury things. You work hard. And yet, saving money feels harder than ever. And it leaves many people wondering, am I doing something wrong? But here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not just inflation. Many companies design their prices, stores, and apps to quietly make you spend more than you realize. They study psychology. They run thousands of experiments. And they learn exactly how our brains react to prices, discounts, and convenience. Once you see these tricks, you can't unsee them. Let's break down some of the most powerful ones. The subscription trap. Over the last decade, the economy quietly changed. We stopped buying products and started buying subscriptions, streaming services, apps, cloud storage, delivery memberships, fitness platforms. Individually, they seem harmless. $7.99, $9.99, $14.99. But here's the psychological trick. Researchers call it the pain of paying. When you buy something once for $200, your brain feels the loss immediately. But when that same cost is split into small monthly payments, your brain barely reacts. And companies know this, so they spread costs into tiny payments that feel almost invisible. But that's only half of the trick. The second part is something called auto-renewal inertia. People rarely cancel subscriptions because it takes effort. You might need the service later. The cancel button is often hidden deep in the settings. So instead of paying once, you pay every month, sometimes for years. And many people don't even realize how much they're spending until they check their bank statements. But subscriptions are just the beginning. Because the next trick starts the moment you walk into a grocery store. The grocery store. Illusion. Supermarkets might look simple, but almost everything inside them is designed using consumer psychology. Take shelf placement. The most expensive products are usually placed at eye level, because research shows people tend to buy the first items they see. Cheaper alternatives are often placed lower or higher on the shelf, where fewer shoppers look. But stores don't stop there. They also use something called decoy pricing. You might see something like this. Small drink, $4, medium, $6, large, $6.50. Suddenly, the large looks like a great deal. But the medium option was never meant to be chosen. It exists only to push you toward the most profitable option. And then there's another psychological trick called anchoring. You see a price like this. $120 to $59. Your brain compares those two numbers and instantly thinks, that's a huge discount, even if the product was never really sold for $120. But price tricks aren't the only thing happening in stores, because stores also control how long you stay inside. The supermarket maze. Have you ever noticed where the basic essentials are located? Milk, eggs, bread, almost always in the back of the store. That's intentional. Because to reach those items, you have to walk past dozens of other products, snacks, promotions, seasonal displays, each one designed to trigger impulse purchases. And the longer people stay inside a store, the more they tend to spend. In fact, researchers found something interesting. When stores play slower music, customers move more slowly through the aisles, which increases sales. Some stores even release the smell of fresh bread into the air, sometimes artificially, because scent can trigger hunger and encourage impulse buying. But physical stores are only part of the story, because today, the most powerful shopping tool isn't a supermarket, it's your phone. Modern services sell one powerful idea: convenience, food delivery, same-day shipping, ride apps, one-click checkout. And they work because they target something called decision fatigue. After a long day, your brain is tired. Cooking feels hard. Driving feels annoying. So the app offers the easiest solution: just tap. But convenience hides multiple fees: delivery fee, service fee, small order fee, tip. A $15 meal quietly becomes $28. And companies use a psychological trick called price partitioning. Instead of showing one big price, they split the cost into smaller pieces. Your brain processes each charge separately, which makes the total feel smaller than it really is. And digital payments make this even more powerful. Studies show people spend up to 30% more when paying with cards or phones instead of cash, because handing over physical cash triggers a stronger emotional response. Digital payments remove that feeling entirely, but perhaps the most surprising trap comes from something people usually trust: loyalty. We're often told that loyalty pays off, but in many industries, the opposite is true. Insurance companies frequently offer better deals to new customers. Phone companies do the same. Streaming services offer discounts, but only when you sign up again. Why? Because companies understand something called status quo bias. Humans prefer to keep things the same. Switching providers feels like effort, so companies quietly increase prices over time, assuming you won't notice. And often they're right. Many households overpay hundreds of dollars every year simply because they never renegotiate their plans. But even if you avoid all these traps, there's still one final trick draining people's money every day, and it's the hardest one to notice: the small leak problem. Most people believe big purchases ruin their finances, but in reality, the biggest damage often comes from small repeated spending. $8 coffee here, $12 app there, $15 delivery fee. These expenses exploit a psychological effect called mental accounting. Your brain categorizes small purchases as insignificant, so you don't track them carefully. But over time, they accumulate. What feels like harmless spending can quietly add up to thousands of dollars per year. Not because people are irresponsible, but because the modern economy is designed around frictionless spending. Tap your phone, click a button. Money leaves your account before your brain even processes the decision. Ending. If saving money today feels harder than it used to, you're not imagining it. The modern economy is incredibly good at making spending feel easy, harmless, and automatic. Companies run thousands of experiments every day, studying how people react to prices, layouts, and design. In other words, modern shopping environments are not accidental. They are carefully engineered systems designed to guide your choices. But once you understand these psychological tricks, you begin to notice them everywhere: in stores, on websites, inside apps, and that awareness changes something powerful. Because the real goal isn't just saving money, it's regaining control over where your money actually goes. And in a world designed to make you spend, awareness might be the most valuable financial skill you can have. Before you go, thank you for spending these minutes with me. This channel is brand new, and right now, there are only a few videos here. So if you enjoyed this one, you can become one of the very first subscribers on this journey. And who knows, maybe being early here will bring a little financial luck your way. But before you leave, remember the most important thing from this video: pay attention to small prices, question big discounts, and slow down before clicking buy. Because the modern economy is designed to make spending automatic. And the moment you start noticing the tricks, you stop falling into them. The real path to financial independence isn't complicated. Spend consciously, question every great deal, and make sure your money works for you, not for the system designed to take it. Thanks for watching, and keep this in mind: real financial freedom doesn't come from hype or quick tricks. It comes from clear thinking and smart decisions. Capital thinking, no hype, just logic.